Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is August 9, 2024, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights today, the U.S. markets rallied back, but it's not just the U.S. markets. The greater markets in general just bounced right back. First, looking at today's major economic events. So we have at 2:30 South African time. Out of Canada, we have an employment change number coming out. Now looking at the Forex symbols, it's the British pound that bounced the most. The euro really didn't do much there. And as we shift over to the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ rallied big. So did commodities, gold, oil, natural gas, all gained to the upside. And also the stocks pretty much recovering. And lastly, look at cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin gets a big bounce. So this was anticipated. As we mentioned, we made a double bottom and then we bounced right back. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. First with the British pound, we're getting a little bit of a bounce. Now pay attention to this. This is really, really important. You're not going to see it only by this. And this is why it's so important to look at a larger picture, looking at the larger chart and then focusing on smaller charts. Now we're looking at a daily. If you look, there's a black line there. That represents the 200-day moving average. Now what happened? We bounced right off of it. Well, we'll see certain stocks did not. And this is super important because 200-day moving average is multi-time frame support level, and it did bounce right off of it. That was a easy 5-star, easy $5,000 to $10,000 trade. Easy, just really simple, and you don't need that much in your account. Okay, 126 up to 127. It's 100 pips within just 2 days of trading. Now, jumping into the commodities, all right, let's take a look at gold first. Gold got that bounce, and then retracing here, taking a little bit of a breather. We'll see if that can continue on the upside. Crude oil got a bounce as well on supporters level, 72.75. You can't write this up. It's right there, okay? It tested that previous low there, and natural gas also extending its gains. Now, natural gas is going to hit that 30-day moving average, which is super important. That potentially is a resistance-ish area. Now, jumping into the U.S. markets. First, looking at the Dow Jones, 39,600. Huge move to the upside, over almost 1,000 points, okay, between regular trading hours and after-hour trading hours. Remember, the Dow Jones is a future, so it trades 27.4, almost 24 hours, 6 days a week almost. So it's really an important particular asset to trade. Now, what's going to happen right now? Well, we may just taper off, or we may just find a new consolidation area. But this is what I want to highlight, okay? The NASDAQ also got a huge push to the upside. Look at that, testing that 200-day moving average. It's not the only one. We're going to see a bunch of them, and this is really very important. Now, I want to highlight, where is it? Amazon was the one that breached below the 200-day moving average on a daily, and now it's using it as resistance-ish area, okay? This is really super important because the Amazon was a very strong stock. JP Morgan didn't even come close to its 200-day moving average. It was very strong, okay? Some of the others we saw, Meta also trading within that range, didn't break lower, okay? That's an important one. Microsoft broke that 200-day moving average. Now it's consolidating in this lower area. So there's a few here that are really tossing and turning and not having some clear indication which way they're going to go. Now, NVIDIA had a nice day yesterday above $100. That's making somewhat of a recovery. And lastly, let's take a look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin did push above 60K, made a double bottom-ish area. I don't want to call it double bottom because it's not a perfect double bottom, but that's exactly what happened. When we look at the NASDAQ, it did make a double bottom, and I did mention that earlier this week. We had that sell-off, we had a little bit of a bounce, we tested that low again, and then we ripped on the upside, all right? So where are we going next? That's a good question. The next couple of days are going to be super important as to see if this was just a dead cat bounce, if this was just short covering, or there's some real buyers here who are picking the lower end of the market, hoping for a extended rally. So that could still be. So you got to keep an eye on it. It's a little bit less, how should I say it, less probability plays at this point because we've already bounced. Now what's going to happen next is going to be kind of interesting to see if this was validated. Thank you for joining me for the Daily Review. We'll see you here next week. Have a good weekend, everybody.